So with the command uh, in the Docker, -v is for the volume, and I am giving the name of the volume, that is games volume, and then I am providing the internal path of my Docker for my container, and I want to run this on the read write mode, and I am adding the port details. So internal port is 8081 as I have mentioned into the application properties, and I'm exposing at the same port. I'm attaching the providing the detail of the image, and it started. So log docker logs -f docker log. So my container is started. Okay. Now what I'll do is I will add some data into this. So currently there are already some data already available inside my container. So that is why it is showing that. So let us go inside the container and check it. Is this data available? So we can check it using Docker. We can open the container in interactive mode. I think this should be good enough. Yes. So my present working directory is apps. Inside that there is a, so I am opening this, as I was saying that I want to open that on a interactive mode. So with a Docker exe it and providing the ID of the container, and I'm opening with a bash command. I'm going inside the container and checking it what is there. So if you look at it, there is a my present working directory is apps. Inside this one I have got a jar, and also there is one folder that we added as a part of the Docker file. If I go inside games, I should be able to see a file. This file is not exactly inside the container, but it is attached with the volume. So if I do the cat, I should be able to see two data is already added. I can remove that file, and if I go back into my Postman and do the get, then there is no data there. Okay, because I remove that file, and this file gets removed from the attached volume. Now what I'll do is I will try to add one data here, and I can fetch that data. If I go back into the interactive mode, I should be able to see the file again, right? And there is one data being added. So Docker container ls. So there is one container running on a at port 8081. Now what I'll do is I'll also check Docker volume ls. I can see that games volume is being created, and if I do inspect Docker volume inspect and games volume, I should be able to see that game volume, the name of the volumes, when it is created, driver, that is local driver, and on Docker it is mounted on that specific path. Okay, let us try to inspect the other one as well. So if you look at this, the original volume is games volume. The label is this, but it has created a read write layer on top of this. So that layer getting used for storing data, and ultimately the data will get stored into the games volume. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll start another container and attach the volume at the same location. So I have a command I can use. So if you look at this, there is a command with a name, volume name I have given, and I'm using the same path with -v games volume. I'm attaching that. Again, I'm opening on the read write mode. I'm exposing that on a port number 8082. So now it is started. So if I go back and check, there are two containers running, one on 8081 and one on 8082. So let us go back and see in the Postman. If I try to fetch that data on another port number 8082, I am still able to fetch that data. Let us try to add some more data in an 8082 container, and I will try to fetch with 8081. I should still be able to fetch that data because the volume that we created, it has been attached separately with the containers, right? If you look at it, this Docker area in which we have created a volume and container, this is the one container which may be running on some port. There may be the another container which will be running on another port, but it is attached with the same manage volume. So this is what I'm trying to explain, that with this we should be able to attach multiple containers, and containers can survive volumes can survive containers shutdown and restart. So with the same concept, we will implement with the help of the Docker Compose. So I also have a Docker Compose which uses the same image to spin up the container. So if you look at it, I'm defining my service. I'm giving that name, container name, using this image, exposing that on the 8081. Let me expose on the 8083. Okay, some new port. And this is the syntax. We can use any of these two syntax, either this one, where on the left side you define the name of the volume, on the right side you define the internal part of the container, that where we are going to link that, and this is the mode read write. Another syntax that is more verbose and it is easy to understand, so I like this syntax more. So volume, the type is a volume, the source is a game, that is external volume that I want to use, that is manage volume, and the target inside the container is apps games, and this is not read only, so I'll define it as a false. So I can start this container, docker -f docker compose. The name of the file is docker. I will say up -d, and my service name is volume read write. Okay, I can start this container. The container is started. Docker ps. I should be able to see. I should be able to see three container running. The one that I started is 8083. I should be still able to see the same data. Let us go back to the Postman and check it. So if I fetch data with, I should be still be able to find that data.